On NCIS, how did Jimmy Palmer's wife pass away? Welcome to Dream USA 24, my channel. Brian Dietzon's character Jimmy Palmer sees dead people. As the chief medical examiner on NCIS, Jimmy's job is to look at dead people and sometimes even talk to them. Hey, it aids in his process and enables him to do well. For the same reason, he nearly wed Breena, Michelle Pierce, whom he first encountered in Season 7. Thank you. Please share my video. Breena was employed in her family's funeral home as an undertaker. Jimmy and she both knew that the deceased should be remembered. In the end, they got married and had a daughter, but in Season 18, Jimmy lost Breena. And we're stuck in the past, even though he's now prepared to go forward. What married Jimmy Palmer? The following is what we know about Breena's passing. How did the wife of Jimmy Palmer die? Distractify claims that in Season 18, Episode 7, which aired in 2021, Palmer informed his colleagues that his wife Breena had passed away from COVID-19. Despite the fact that Breena's passing was not shown on film, Palmer said he and his family were trying their hardest to deal with the loss. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight after hearing the heartbreaking news the same year, Brian Dietzon, who plays Palmer on NCIS, shared some information about how he found out about Breena's passing. According to Dietzon, who spoke with the publication at the time, the producers wanted to draw attention to COVID-19 by having the character contract the virus and eventually pass away. But the creators came up with another scheme and tried it on Dietzon since they did not want a big star in the cast to meet that terrible end. He said, "I was informed that Jimmy would lose his wife before I ever read this script. We would like COVID-19 to be introduced to our crew, the producers told me. Still, we don't want to lose a member of the team. When Jimmy's wife, the most upbeat team member, passed away, they believed it would make for an amazing plot device, but it would also be really sad." When the topic of how Palmer handled the tragedy came up, Dietzon said that Palmer tried his hardest to stay upbeat, especially in light of the couple's child. Dietzon thinks Palmer will eventually lose it despite the cheerful veneer. There comes a time when all you want to do is keep this ship afloat when a person loses a spouse and has a child. This week's episode demonstrates Jimmy's efforts to cling to his happiness by using phrases like, "Hey, my glass is half full here. I'm doing really well," but even we, the audience, can see that this might not be the case, and his crew, who are familiar with and close to him, can also see this. He's exerting every effort to maintain his afloat. However, there is a limit to how long it may continue before becoming intolerable. The turning point was in Season 18, Episode 7, when Palmer was approached by Leroy Gibbs, Mark Harmon, and the two had a deep talk about his difficulties after his wife passed away. The conference covered a number of subjects, including the couple's last moments together and Palmer's letter to Breena, which she was unable to read. When Palmer read the letter aloud to his co-workers during that same episode, his recuperation process got underway. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. Years after Breena's passing, Palmer would fall in love once more. This time, towards the conclusion of the 19th season of NCIS, she would date Special Agent Jessica Knight, Katrina Law, after the two had several coffee dates and Palmer had escorted Knight to her friend's wedding.